Hi guys, welcome back. It's industrial packing machine implementation using PLC and pneumatics part number 2. In part number 1, already we have discussed about the machine description, sensors, actuators, and valves involved in achieving the electro-pneumatic circuit. And in this particular video, I am going to replace that relay logic circuit using a ladder logic in the PLC. Let us start with so we are going to see the PLC input addresses used for different sensors and to create a ladder logic. So which starts from X0, so which will be master on, and X1 will be master off, and X2 is used as an object sensor, X3 stopper cylinder home position, and X13 is used in stopper cylinder extended position. So these are limit switches, so that's why it is named as LS1, LS2, vice versa case. And for the rodless linear unit home position and extended position, we have LS3 and LS4, and the addresses are X4 and X5. Lifting slide home position and extended position, the lifting slide LS5, LS6 is the sensor which is used there, and the addresses will be X6 and X7, and semi-rotary actuator home position and in the rotated condition. The sensors are LS7, LS8, and the addresses are X10 and X11, and the position sensors which will be addressed as from X14 to X17 to control the conveyor number 2. So these are the inputs which I am going to use for building the ladder logic, and these are the outputs starting from Y0 until Y7 and Y10 to Y13, and also we have memory bits from M0 to M3. Y0 is used for conveyor 1 relay, which will control the motor, which will make the conveyor to move, and for the conveyor number 2 we have relay coil Y1, and which will be controlling the motor for conveyor number 2, and Y2 Y3 is for the stopper cylinder forward and return solenoids, and Y3 is used for rodless linear unit forward solenoid, and Y4 for lifting cylinder forward solenoid, and Y5 for suction cup on solenoid, Y6 for lifting cylinder return solenoid, semi-rotary actuator forward solenoid is Y7, and Y10 rodless linear unit return solenoid, Y11 is semi-rotary actuator return solenoid, and suction cup release solenoid is Y12, and Y13 is stopper cylinder return solenoid. So these are the memory coils or the output coils which is used for controlling the solenoids and then relays, and then we are also going to use with certain memory bits to avoid wasting the output pins are in the output module. Okay, so let us start with the program. Here we have used the memory bit for just for turn on and turn off the machine. So the X0 and X1 is used as a master on and master off. By controlling these two switches, I can enable one memory bit, and the memory bit is going to be available in all the rungs or the ladders of the program. So by operating this line, we can control either on or off the machine in using this X0 and X1. So if you are turn on this X0, so it is going to make the M0 to actuate. So when the M0 is actuated, so all the line M0 wherever it is available, so that NO contacts are getting closed. So when the M0 is getting closed, so that you can see here the conveyor 1 relay is going to be get actuated. So this means the conveyor 1 is going to function now, and same time you can see also here the it is going to also make the conveyor number 2 enabled here, and it will wait until the level sensor 0 to reach. Once it is reached, then the conveyor relay number 2 will be deactivated. So this will run inch by inch, and this will run continuously. Okay, you can see here, and when we are also having the object sensor, so once it is M0 is on, it is waiting for counting the object. This X2 is going to sense the object needs to be which has to be packed, and whenever the object is crossing this sensor, the counter is going to make a count. So once the preset value of the counter is reached, so the counter C0 is going to get actuated here. Once the C0 is getting actuated here, the stopper cylinder is also in home position. Once these two conditions are satisfied, then the stopper cylinder will move forward, and it will stop further objects crossing the sensor. So once this is achieved, the stopper cylinder is moved from the home position to extended condition. So it stops the object, and the stopper cylinder is reached to extended condition X13. So once it is reached to the extended condition, that means we are ready to go for picking the object. So here X13 is reached. So all four object is ready to pick from that location. So now the rodless linear unit has to move from the home position. So before that, we are making sure all the actuators are in home position. So that is, a rodless cylinder is in home position, lifting slide is in home position, semi-rotary cylinder is in home position. All these will be ensured, and once it is ensured, then the rodless linear unit moves from the right side to the left side for picking the object. So once it is reached to the extended condition, so the rodless cylinder is reached to the extended position. So that means it reached the left corner, left side, or the second, the first conveyor where the object is being stopped. So once it is reached there, so XY will get actuated. So once XY is actuated, and so it ensures the lifting slide is in home position and semi-rotary is in on position. So by this line, it will actuate the lifting slide forward motion. So that means now the lifting slide will go down for picking the object. And once the object picking cylinder is going down, so this will deactivate the lifting slide home position, and it is reaching to the home position extended condition. Here lifting slide extended position it will reach, and rodless cylinder is in extended condition. So and these two condition is ensured, semi rotary is in home position. So once these all conditions are available, then the lifting slide has to go up. So before going up, one more thing we have to do is that suction cup should be enabled. So for suction cup enabling and lifting slide forward, that is coming down, both will be same condition. You can see XY, X6, X10, the same condition is applicable here. So once Y4 is actuated, same time Y5 will be also actuated. So that means lifting slide will come down, same time suction cup will be on. So once it is extended, so that means the object will be sucked by the suction cup, or the gripper will grip the object. Okay, so once this all is done, so that means extended condition it is reached. So this means that we have to assume that the suction cup is already holding the object, so it has to go up. So extended condition is then rodless cylinder is in home condition, semi rotary is in rodless cylinder is in extended condition, semi-rotary cylinder is in home condition. So this all condition is satisfied, so it has to go up, and same time the semi-rotary actuator has to rotate anti-clockwise. So for that, what we are going to do, lifting cylinder, lifting slide is in extended condition, so that is in the down condition, and rodless cylinder is extended condition. A rodless cylinder also is in extended condition, semi-rotary actuator is in home condition. So this condition, when these three conditions are satisfied, the semi-rotary actuator is going to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction, and it is going to stop at 90 or required angles. So now the object is picked and it is gone up in the utmost left side. So it has to come to the right side, that is the home condition. So for that, again what we have to do, we have to lift, the rodless linear unit has to return back to home condition. So here rodless unit forward, so rodless unit also should, so here it is forward, so rodless unit return we have to see here. So the lifting slide is coming back, so that means it reached to the home position. Semi rotary it is in a rotated condition, and these two conditions when it is satisfied, the rodless linear unit will come back to the home position. So that means object is picked and it is come back to the home position. So when it is achieved, so that means semi-rotary will be in extended condition, and the lifting slide is in home position. So these two also, one more condition is rodless cylinder is reaching to the home position. So when these three conditions are achieved, so that means it has to go down for dropping the object. So X4, X11 and X6, once these three conditions are achieved, the lifting slide again will go down, that is Y4. So now this, when it is going down, so it has to, the lifting cylinder has to come back again. So that means once it is going from the home position, it will reach the extended position. So rodless cylinder extended position, so we have to see here the lifting slide written here, so that is here. So here, let me close this. Yeah, so the lifting slide is in extended condition, semi-rotary also it is in rotated condition, rodless cylinder in home condition. So these three conditions when it is satisfied, so this means it is the object taken and it is coming to home position of the rodless linear unit, and the lifting slide is in the extended condition. These three conditions, when it is satisfied, the object needs to be released from the suction cup or from the gripper, and same time the lifting cylinder has to go up. So here this X7, X11, X4, through this path the lifting slide will get the return signal, and same time the gripper will release the object. Here Y12 will release the object. Semi rotary actuator will return back to the home position. So, and also the stopper cylinder will go back to home position, so that the next set of object has to cross through the sensor, which needs to be counted, and the stopper cylinder will stop once the number of count is achieved. So this is how the total process of the process of the automation is taking place. And once this is all done, so that means the level sensor at the second conveyor will enable, and it will move forward. The conveyor will inch by inch, it will move, that is inching operation, it will move further, and the level sensor, the next level sensor will get enabled. Once it is enabled, again this total cycle will continue. So this process will continue until the machine is getting turned off. Okay, and this is how the process is being done. So this is a simple explanation about the program, and see the program in the Delta PLC. So let us start the simulation. So let me start the process by turning on this X0. So once this X0 is on, so the memory bit is on. So when the memory bit is on, so wherever I use this memory bit, all this M0 is getting turned on. So this means I can turn off the total process by turning off this X1. So by switching off this, so M0 will be disabled or deactivated. So all the rungs will be deactivated, right? So you can see here the conveyor 1 and conveyor 2 is getting on once the machine is getting on. So this conveyor 2 will be turned off by using the level sensor, but this conveyor 1 will be continuously running. Now let us come to this object sensor. So here the object sensor will be keep sensing the object once the conveyor is start moving. So this will bring the object from the different place, and when the object is crossing this sensor, so it is going to detect the objects, and it will make the count in the program. So I just kept a preset value 2, so that when it is reaching to 2, then the counter is going to make the counter contact on. So here it is, since it is a simulation, I am going to keep the sensors manually on. So the stopper cylinder home position and the rodless cylinder home position, all the cylinders, let us assume that these are all in home positions. Let me keep all the sensors in home positions. Yeah, so now these all the cylinders are in home position, and the counter reaches already the count. So this means it has to make the stopper cylinder to go forward. So this is Y2 is used for making the stopper cylinder to move forward. So when it is moving forward, that means immediately the home position sensor will get disabled, and when it is reached to the extended condition, so the extended position sensor, that is X13, is getting on. So once this X13 is getting on, so this means the rodless linear unit has to move from the right side to the left side, so that is home position to the conveyor number 1 side. So you can see this forward motion solenoid is getting signal, and once it is reaching to the extended condition, and it has to rodless cylinder extended position sensor will get on, and the rodless cylinder home position sensor will turned off. So once it is reached to the extended position, you can see here the rodless cylinder is reached to the extended position, and lifting slide is in home position, and semi-rotary cylinder also, or semi-rotary actuator, is in also home condition. When these conditions are satisfied, the lifting slide will forward motion, or it will go down to pick the object. So once it is started moving, the rodless the lifting slide home position will get disabled or deactivated, and the lifting slide goes down because of the memory property of the DC valve, so which we are using in the pneumatic parts, right? So once it is reaching to the extended condition, so that is lifting slide extended position. So where it is the lifting slide extended position, also you can see here when it is the this X6 when it is in on condition, you can see the lifting slide is in forward, also the suction cup is also getting on. So that means when the lifting slide is going down, the purpose is to pick the object. So the lifting slide is going down, the suction cup is getting on, so this makes sure that the object will be picked. So once it is moving down, then the X6 is going off. So the next is the lifting slide has to return back. So that means the lifting slide is reached to the extended condition. So this is the extended condition. So once it is reached, so the lifting slide will return back, and also the semi-rotary actuator has to rotate from the home position to the anti-clockwise. So it has to rotate 90 degrees or 120 degrees as per the requirement. So you can see the lifting slide returning, that means the object is picked and it is coming back or coming up, and the semi-rotary actuator is rotating to the required angle. So once it is reaching to the lifting slide home position, and so this particular this one will get off, lifting slide will extended condition will go off, and the rodless cylinder semi-rotary actuator home position will move to the extended position because it is rotating, right? So it will go to the extended position, so the home position will get disabled. So when these two conditions are satisfied and it is reaching to the home position of the lifting slide, so it has to go back. So that means the rodless linear unit has to go back to the home position, so where the rodless linear unit has to return back. So the lifting slide reaching to the home position, so that is X6. Semi-rotary actuator also reached to the extended condition, so that is it is fully rotated. So when these two conditions are achieved, so rodless linear unit is returned back to the home position. So once it is reached to the rodless cylinder home position, so that means it is picked and it is come back to the home position, so it will be on here. So now the lifting slide will go down again. So this time it is going to drop the object. So you can see here X4, X6, X11, X6. So this through this path it is going down. So once it is going down, so the rodless cylinder extended position it has to reach. So here you can see lifting cylinder, it is going down and it is reaching to the extended position. So here rodless cylinder home position, and it is lifting slide home positions, right? So when the object is going down, the cylinder is going down to drop, so this position will be disabled. And here X7, that is lifting cylinder, is reaching to the down, that is where the object has to be dropped. It is getting on, so this means here what happens here, it is the lifting cylinder is going back again. So once this means the object is getting dropped, you can see here the suction cup is released, and the semi-rotary actuator is ready to go back to home position. The stopper cylinder again going to start the process, and this time the lifting cylinder is going up and it is going to stay back in the home position until the next signal or the next cycle starts. So once this lifting slide reaches back to the home position, this condition also will be off. So now you can see all the relays are getting turned off. So all the this one, the solenoid signals are getting off. So at this particular time, the conveyor number 2 will inch towards the moving point, and the sensor which is used for positioning the object box, so the second sensor will get enabled. So based on that, I have the memory bits. Based on that, here the looping, based on this looping, here M1, M2, M3 will loop the signal, and the conveyor one relay will be getting on, so the conveyor will inch and the cycle again continues to repeat. So this process taking place continuously until the object keep coming in the conveyor number 1 or the machine is getting turned off. Hope it is clear. It is a little longer program. So slowly, if you watch or if you understand the logic when you write step by step, you can easily understand this program. And if you have any doubts, please let me know, and I will try to explain in a detailed way in whatever the point where you have doubt. Thank you for watching.